Caspar Schlickum. I'm Managing Director for Xaxis EMEA. Xaxis is a Group M business, a WPP company, and our role is to work with data and technology to help the agencies reach, engage and better understand audiences. Sure. The title of my talk, as you say, is Data, the New Black Hole. And you know, the reason for the term really is that data is something which everybody is talking about. It's become the new currency. Everybody's talking about the importance of and the role that data is going to play in their advertising. But I came across a fascinating statistic as I was preparing for my talk, which is that 90% of the world's digital data has been created in the last 2 years. And if I look back over the last 2 years of digital advertising, I really don't think that we're doing that differently. We're innovating on the edges and on the periphery, but really fundamentally nothing's really changed. So I'm very interested in this idea that there's a sort of obsession with more data is better. And actually I think we've sort of lost sight of the fact that it's the right kind of data that's important, and that it's actioning it in the right time based on our organizational structures and organizational constraints is what matters, not that it's action necessarily in real time. So in my talk today, I'm looking at a few other industries that work with big data and see what lessons advertising might be able to draw from them. I think the biggest challenge for us going into 2013 and really 2014 is one of constraints, if I can put it that way. There's so much that technology and data has made possible. But the reality is that none of these technologies are what I would call set and forget. It's something which still requires, and especially with the amount of data, requires a lot of human ingenuity and intervention and judgment. So hiring the right kind of people for a business like ours is a huge constraint and a huge challenge going into next year because we're growing very quickly. The second constraint is the regulatory environment that exists around us. You know, it's obviously a subject which we're all very interested in. I'm sure we'll talk about a lot today, given where we are in Brussels. But of course, you know, understanding both from a consumer point of view and from a regulator's point of view, what's right and what's appropriate to do with data, and understanding the differences and educating consumers and politicians about the differences between different types of data is a huge challenge for us going forward.